YouTube, it's Lee Sartori from Coco Crochet Lee. I'm a crochet designer. I love making garments and amigurumi, and I love making characters come to life. I have some exclusive classes on Skillshare where we're going to learn all kinds of really fun techniques. And guess what? Today I get to share an exclusive sneak peek with you. In this lesson, I'm going to teach you how to crochet a brand new project. Are you ready to get started? This is my favorite part of this amigurumi sheep. The body of the sheep is made with popcorn stitches, which is one, a really fun name, but two, an excellent texture for a sheep. The rounds are worked in joined rounds, so that means that we're going to be slip stitching at the end of every round and chaining one to begin a new round. That's to create an even change because we're using so much texture in this round, and also it leads into the sweater, which is worked in color changes. And again, it makes for just a crisper look. So the spiral ends now and the joined rounds begin. So you can see here on my sheep face, I've worked the beginning part of his nose and I've done the first round of our second color. And normally for the rounds, we would have been working in continuous spirals. So we would be working on top of the next single crochet. Instead, we're going to be joining this round. And so you're going to insert your hook and slip stitch this round shut. Once you've slip stitched, we're going to begin our popcorn stitches. We're going to chain one, half double crochet in the first stitch. And just as a reminder, the chain one at the beginning of this round does not count as a stitch here and throughout. Next, we're going to learn how to do the popcorn stitch. The popcorn stitch is really fun because it's just 5 double crochets that are cinched together to create a massive texture. So we're going to do 5 double crochets in the next stitch. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And here's the weird part about a popcorn stitch. You actually have to remove your crochet hook now. So you're going to draw your loop, your working loop, up high enough where it's safe and you won't lose it. And we're going to count back to our first double crochet. You can see here the tops of our crochet stitches. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. You want to insert your hook into the first of our 5 double crochets. So you can count backwards from the last one that you did. So you're inserting your hook from the front to the back and picking up your dropped loop. Once you have your drop loop secured on your crochet hook, you're going to draw it through that first double crochet and pull it tight. And what happens is all of those double crochets cinch together to create that wonderful popcorn texture. So let's take a look at that again. We're half double crocheting in the next stitch and doing a popcorn in the next. So a popcorn is 5 double crochets, all worked into the same stitch. So that's 3, 4, and 5. Draw your working loop up really high so that you don't mistakenly pull it out. Count back to the first double crochet. So that's 1. And again, when you're counting, the one where your yarn is coming out of, that's your first one to start counting from. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Insert your hook into the first double crochet from the front to the back. Pick up your dropped working loop onto your crochet hook and bring that through your first double crochet and pull that tight. You see that texture? It's amazing, and it does look like a popcorn in this color. So you're going to continue doing the amigurumi sheep popcorn stitches all the way around for several rows. It does seem like a lot of crochet stitches, especially when it is 5 double crochets per popcorn. So just take your time, enjoy the process. And when you are done all of your popcorns for this little section of his face/body, you get a break because we're going to start the sweater. And the sweater portion of our sheep body begins with some post stitches. So on my little sample here, you'll notice that there's only 1 round of popcorn stitches. And again, that's just because it's a sample. You will have done several rounds of popcorn stitches and you'll become very familiar with them by now. But I'm going to show you on this little sample of our sheep here how to do the post stitches for the collar of our sheep sweater. It has a ribbed texture and it's made using front post half double crochets and back post half double crochets. So we've joined our round of our first color here of our sweater, and this is the color that the collar is going to be. So whatever colors you're making your amigurumi sweater pattern in, this one is going to be the most dominant. It lasts for the longest on our sweater pattern. So we're going to, again, we chained our 1 and that doesn't count as a stitch. We're going to be working in post stitches and it begins with front post half double crochet 2. So here's what that looks like. You're going to yarn over, insert your hook from the front to the back around the post of the first stitch, yarn over and draw up your loop, and yarn over and draw through all 3. And we're going to do that again for the second front post half double crochet. And the post is popping forward as you're bringing that hook under it from the front to the back. So that's front post half double crochet 2. Now let's do the back post half double crochet 2. So rather than putting our hook in from the front to the back, we're putting our hook in from the back to the front, bumping that post backwards. So you're yarning over. We're going from the back of our work through to the front, punching that post backwards or bumping it backwards, yarning over and drawing up your loop, and then yarning over and drawing through all 3. So let's do that again. So we're yarning over for our half double crochet, inserting from the back to the front, and then to the back again, yarning over and drawing up that loop, and yarning over and drawing through all 3. So it's a little bit hard to see in the first round, but as these rounds build on top of each other, that rib texture really begins to show. So let's do a few more. It's front post half double crochet 2, and then back post half double crochet 2. And you can really see those front post stitches pop forward because the back post stitches are really bumped backwards. And if we take a look at our amigurumi sheep here, those post stitches become more evident the more rounds of his collar that you do. So our post stitches are ready to go, and we're ready to work on the joined stripes where there are some color changes happening and some really fun methods to avoid attaching your yarn several times. So I'm going to show you that now. So on my sample here, you'll notice that I have his little beginning of his face, 1 round of popcorn stitches, and his collar has magically disappeared with the magic of technology. So the post stitches are gone, but this is to show you that the color change section is about to begin. So I'm going to be doing 2 colors. The actual sweater has more colors, and I'm going to just show you the different joining methods and pickups for how to progress in all of those colors on the sweater portion. So I've done a round of this red color in his sweater body, and I'd like to join a new color and work in this gold color for the next stripe of my sweater. So I'm going to get my yarn at the ready to crochet and simply draw it through my join, my slip stitch, and chain 1 with it. So I'll show you that again. Without having a slip knot on your hook, you're going to insert your hook into your slip stitch loop, your joining loop from the previous round, and just simply draw through the new color like so and chain 1 with it. And that'll secure it on. And when you've done your chain 1, you can pull on the unused drop color to tighten it back up. And then I like to single crochet over those 2 ends for the very first stitch. So the very first stitch of our new color is going to be here, and you can see that I'm putting the 2 tails over top of my hook in the back, and that's just to secure them a little bit better. And the red color will be available to pick up again when I want to change colors. So I haven't fastened it off, I haven't cut it. I'm ready to work my next color, and when this round is over, I can pick the red back up again. So when you do your first single crochet, you can pull those 2 ends again, and it becomes almost like a seamless color join. You can't really tell that there was a jog there at all. So you're going to work your new color. You don't have to crochet over the ends anymore. So you would just work your regular single crochets around, Again, my sample is a lot smaller than yours. Your body of your sheep is going to be a lot bigger. And you can use as many stripe pattern colors as you like. You could even do the sweater in one color if you're not interested in having all of these different jogs of colors. Or you could even do bolder stripes. You could do 1 or 2 rows of the same color and just pretty much have fun with it. The sweater is the funnest part of this sheep, so you can really make it your own, and I'd love to see what colors and stripe patterns you choose. So we're going all the way around with our second color, and when you get to the end, you can drop this color and pick up your unused color without having to cut anything off so that you can use it again if you'd like to. When you get to the end of one of these rounds, you can see here, this is my last stitch. And it's very, very easy in joined rounds in single crochet to mistake the final slip stitch join as a stitch. So don't confuse the slip stitch join as a final stitch space to go into. And whenever you're in doubt, count your stitches around in that round and make sure that you have the right amount so that you don't add an extra stitch by going into that slip stitch mistakenly. So I have 1 single crochet left to do. I'm going to join my round with a slip stitch. And here's where you can pick up your unused color. So you can drop the gold, pick up the red, draw it through, and chain 1, just like we did when we were adding the gold in the first place. Once you have that joined on, you can pull the gold tighter. And when you do your first single crochet over the dropped gold color to secure it a little bit better. So you can see here that it's over top of my hook in the back. And you're going to single crochet over top of it with your new color and pull it tight just to make it a little bit more secure. So I'm going to show you what all these color changes look like on our sheep. They're not invisible, unfortunately, but they are a lot cleaner. The reason that we work in joined rows for the popcorn stitches and the sweater is because although these rows are nice and straight around the tops of the sheep, if you turn the sheep over, there's still a really visible seam that runs along the first stitch and the last stitch of the sweater. And you can see this little bit of a raised edge along the sweater rows. So we're going to make sure that that's at the bottom of our sheep, hidden between the legs of the sheep the entire time. So now that you have all of those pieces, let's work on sewing everything together and finishing up our sweater sheep. Join me in my brand new classes on Skillshare, where we're going to complete 5 amazing projects. Click the link below. I can't wait to see you there.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to like and subscribe to stay up to date on all of our latest videos.